Which class is allowed to be the best? We all know which class isn't. Calling the Titan class the ugly redheaded stepchild is understating the matter. It's like the Catholic Church. It's understood they engage in heinous acts against humanity, but no one has the balls to do anything about it. With Starfire Protocol still running around unnerved and living its best life like a puppy that just got adopted, it seriously begs the question, which class is allowed to be dominant in both PvP and PvE alike across all activities? In simplest terms, what guides the overall balancing philosophy of the game? Starfire Protocol managed to evade nerfs like how O.J. Simpson evaded murder charges. It's genuinely perplexing. There's no joke here, it's just straight up wild. Heart of Inmost Light got nerfed pretty hard. I would dare to even say deservedly so. It's been busted for quite a long time, but why? Why is Heart of Inmost Light so good? Even after the nerf, it's still seen in a lot of builds. Why? The answer is simple. What else are we supposed to use? It's lack of options that dictate the exotics that are the most used. This got me thinking, which do you think Bungie weighs more? Exotics that augment the class or the class itself in the way of aspects and fragments? Rarely does Bungie nerf abilities themselves. It's usually targeted at exotic armor pieces or weapons. For example, hunters are overwhelmingly dominant in PvP at base without overwhelming exotics. The kit by default just lends very well into PvP effectiveness. Quick jumps, one-hit kill potential with thrown melees, a mid-fight disengage tool, and agility. All designed to gape your asshole in a PvP setting. Smoke bombs, traps, easy to use shutdown supers, invisibility, wall hacks, trip mines, all contribute to what feels like a high skill ceiling. All of these tools for the hunter class are intrinsic, by the way. I put skill ceiling in quotation marks because Destiny is such an easy game that at base, hunter just makes you feel like you're more skillful than you are. Skill shots such as throwing knives have so much auto aim that it's dumb. On the other hand, hunters tend to have very niche exotics because, well, the class on its own is very good already. Exotics are a supplement to the playstyle, not its deciding factor. Contrast this with the Warlock, where I feel as though they are the focal point of balance. Warlocks are like the oral sex of sexual activity. No one complains about an unsolicited blowjob after a long day of work. Warlocks are similar, you just can't really complain about them. Equally as good as in PvP as they are in PvE. Wide assortment of usable tools in their kit like Arc Souls, Devour, Flight, and in-air maneuverability, chargeable grenades, automated turrets and minions, a kit that's so damn balanced that Thanos is fucking jealous. I have more to say about Warlocks, but I'll save that for my next video. Warlocks are dangerously close to having the Titan treatment. Titan has a much more bare bones kit, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, it does cause some issues. Titan Barricade is useful, but better with Titan's Rampart, Crest of Alpha Lupi, Ambient Leap, and others. Void Overshield is objectively the best thing Titans have. Sunspots were good before they got nerfed, and things like Heart of Inmost Light and Hollow Fire Heart makes the cooldown effects redundant at times. Shoulder Charge sucks without the one-hit capability of Peregrine Greaves, and there's one taking up an ability on each subclass while not offering much. Ballistic Slam isn't very useful without Syntheseps or Dune Marchers. Throwing Hammer is great, but once you use it with Syntheseps, you don't want to go back. Thunder Crash is great, but you need to use Keras of the Falling Star. You see where I'm getting at, don't you? Titan is at its best with a good exotic equipped and at its worst without one. That's why it's so hard to balance the Titan class, because its effectiveness is tied to its exotics, not necessarily the class itself. 9 out of 10 times when Titan is busted in some way, it's an exotic that's the cause, isn't it? One-Eyed Mask meta, Loreley Splendor meta, Dune Martyr chaining, Synthesept damage, Heart of Inmost Light cooldown, the Titan Rampart's Reign of Terror, the Antaeus Ward's fuckery. It's always tied to an exotic, which eventually gets nerfed into the ground. There's a reason why Syntheseps and Dune Marchers have been hanging on as well as they have been for as long as they have been. Without them, what's left? That's not even getting into Well of Radiance rendering Ward of Dawn obsolete and Blade Barrage outperforming Thunder Crash with an exotic. As far as exotics go, I would love to use some of the more niche ones like Actium War Rig or Lion Rampants or Crest of Alpha Lupi, Home of Sate 14, Antaeus Wards, and others, but if I do, I'm always annoyed that the rest of my kit sucks without using the typical borderline busted ones. And this is one of the fundamental problems with Titan right now. Titans have been receiving heavy nerfs as of late to try to rein in some of the busted areas of the class, which tells me that Bungie is starting to realize the problem as well, but they don't know how to solve it. Open up the Titan class to more playstyles and options, allow more flexibility with the base class, then everything else would follow. Just a thought experiment for you guys today. How far off the mark am I? Do you agree or disagree? Would love to hear your thoughts as per usual, and like always, I'll see you degenerates down in the comments where we can battle it out. Make sure you subscribe for future videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!